episode of Beer for Breakfast ABV. I am Danielle from the morning show on 91X. As always, my beer drinking partner in crime with me, Paul Segura. Brewmaster Carl Strauss
Aloha.
is with me. And we're doing things a little different this morning. It's BOOCH for breakfast. We've got Boochcraft with us. Natalie is the regional sales director for Southern California, and Adam is the co-founder of Boochcraft. Welcome, guys.
Welcome.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Good to have you guys.
Yeah.
Cheers. So ginger lime, 7%, hard kombucha. Let's really break it down. What is hard kombucha?
Well, most people are familiar with regular kombucha. It's about 1% alcohol. Hard kombucha, we just kicked it up a notch. We do a secondary fermentation, get the alcohol to 7%, and then we flavor with organic cold pressed juices that we make in-house.
So are they all 7%, like across the board? There's
Across
no...
the board.
Oh, so you know exactly what you're getting into.
Yep.
I dig it.
I'm digging this particular one.
It reminds me of a Moscow Mule.
Yep.
Yes.
It's also becoming the champagne replacement in the morning.
Oh,
I would-
You'll see a lot of these around.
I would
brunch
totally
spots
do
in
that,
San Diego.
yeah.
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 The flavors are well integrated. Like you get just the right amount of each, the ginger and the lime.
Yep.
Yeah, and our Boochmaster he did that on purpose. Everything is by design. So you get that ginger first, and then that sweet lime in the middle, followed by the soft rose hips on the aroma at the end there. Yep.
What are rose hips? I saw that, and I wasn't sure if I was like, I don't know if that's a thing or not when I'm writing it down.
It's just what you think. It's like on the rose, the little nodule or the hip of
Oh.
the flower.
Flavor is.
Yeah.
Yep. They look like little cranberries. They're these little red.
They're super high concentration of vitamin C, rose hips. So also a lot of the flavors and herbs that we use also have like a nutritional component as well.
Okay, so this looks like it's perhaps been filtered. It's kind of clear.
Yeah.
Does it have the probiotics still in there? Is
Yep.
it still okay? Good.
Yeah, we make sure that we test every batch. We have a laboratory with multiple scientists working around the clock, doing QA and testing for probiotic content and all the flavor as well. So we're always trying to find a balance there.
I love that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of great health benefits to it, man. I'm sold on it. Like I do it at home just for my own benefit.
Yes.
I drink beer off the fermenters and I drink hazies and stuff, and sometimes that brewer's yeast kind of messes with your gut, and the probiotics just set it straight. Just like, get me back to where I need to be. Get me back to healthy levels. Like you should have more probiotics than yeast. They're the good Enterobacter, right?
Exactly.
Didn't want to get too
They're the
nerdy on
future,
this,
Oh, he's nerding out hard. That's why I'm reading the can, because I think it's rad,
but I'm super nerdy about it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Well, this is great also. If you're gluten intolerant, this is completely gluten free. I also love that Boochcraft is my love language. I love that. I'm a sucker for cans, and these are fantastic.
That was actually
cans.
like a consumer Instagram contest, and we asked people to come up with their favorite taglines, and that was a consumer picked tagline there
That
on our
is
Instagram.
awesome.
Yeah.
Well, the next one we're getting into, the grapefruit hibiscus heather.
Look at the color
Look at
on
the
that.
color.
Oof, that looks pretty.
So I assume the color comes from the hibiscus.
Yeah, and the grapefruit.
I guess it could
Little
be
combo
pink,
there.
pink grapefruit.
Yeah. Yeah, but
Hibiscus has
definitely
a
gives
nice,
it that color.
in addition to kind of a tart, tangy flavor.
Yeah, so just like the last
Ooh.
one, you get those three flavors. You're going to taste them in that order. So you're going to get
Yeah.
that grapefruit
Wow.
right out the gate, and you'll get that tart hibiscus in the middle, followed by the heather flower at the end.
I do get the okay. So that heather adds sort of a really interesting sort of finish on it.
It's nice,
It
subtle
is layered, though,
floral.
right? Just like you
Yeah.
said, Natalie. It's like you get one, and then the other, and then the third. That's
Yeah.
really interesting.
That is really interesting. How long has Boochcraft been around? I know that I've seen the cans, but I haven't seen the tasting room, and I'm not completely sure how long you've been around. Tell me all
Okay.
about it, Adam.
So we concepted the brainchild was 2014. We started selling product in 2016, March of 2016. So that's when
Okay.
consumers started seeing it on the shelf. And then the tasting room, which you mentioned, we're opening our first tasting room in April up in Del Mar at the Del Mar Highlands Shopping Center.
Congratulations
Awesome.
on that. That's
Yeah.
fantastic.
You're coming up on 4 years, man.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah, and we're rapidly growing. San Diego was our first distribution city as well as our home. So this is our main territory, but we're adding states and regional distribution all over the Western region.
Cool.
Yeah.
How many states now?
Gosh, Gosh, are we up to 6 now?
6.
Nice.
Arizona, California, Oregon, Washington, Texas, Colorado,
Wow.
and then we were adding on
Utah, Hawaii.
New Mexico.
You need New Mexico.
Nevada.
I'm from New Mexico. New
Really?
Mexico needs
Yeah.
some hard kombucha
Yeah.
in their lives. Let me tell you.
They need
Yeah.
something to cool off, right?
Yes, something
Yeah.
to cool off, and then
Exactly.
something to regulate the chili gut that is constantly happening there from the food. For sure. This is delicious.
It is.
In the many different places that I could see this being the perfect beverage, this would be the perfect finish a hike. I got to my point on the hike. I pull out my Boochcraft, because it's very, very refreshing.
Your reward.
This is right up your alley.
And you're actually getting some
It totally is. 'Cause
nutrition along with your alcohol when you finish the hike. So, fresh pressed, cold pressed grapefruit juice, which we actually press in
plus
house.
you get that 7%, right? So
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
like, but the drinkability of these is amazing. Like, I could crush these, but they're like snipers.
Peligroso.
Right? I mean, this is totally refreshing. I can totally, especially after a hike or once you peak or something, but even at the beach or when you're mowing the lawn or whatever, man, I
yeah.
can see crushing these like all sorts of different,
At the beach, it's non-alcoholic kombucha.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
It's non-alcoholic.
Yeah, that's just
You'll see
pink
a lot of these in
lemonade.
Moonlight.
That's just pink lemonade, Ossifer.
Yeah. It's just kombucha.
So for the person, who has never tried kombucha, who's never tried Boochcraft, who's kind of like, oh, isn't it that thing that's got that mushroom on the top? That, you know what I mean? Like, what do you say to those people who have never tried it before?
Taste it. Just taste it.
Yeah.
I think a lot of times I tend to go for our apple flavor, apple lime jasmine, which is our sweetest. It's kind of the gateway Booch, in my opinion. It lends itself to the cider drinker's palate, so it's not too far of a stretch for people. They give it a shot, they like it, and I don't know. I think it's
With all the
from there
different
it's all
flavors
downhill,
you
right?
guys do you do like beer dinners or food pairings
Oh,
with
yeah.
these? I mean, because
Yeah, totally.
you can make
There's-
these go with just about.
There's so many options for food pairings with the Booch. It's really amazing because you have all these flavor components. It lends itself to a wide range of food. Yeah.
I was at Ales and Rails in December, and you guys had a booth there, and I was just kind of creeping, kind of just watching, because I knew you guys were coming on Beer for Breakfast the following month, and just wanted to see it. And I saw more people who came up, didn't really know what it was, tried it, and then were just blown away by it. And and I'm one of those people. The first time that I was like, kombucha. You mean that thing that my old roommate had sitting in the refrigerator that looked really creepy and kind of, that's the thing. And then I tried it and I was like, ooh, as long as you don't see how it's made.
Yeah, how it's made is not all that.
The
sexy,
SCOBY,
but-
dude, the
Yeah.
SCOBY.
Hey,
Yeah, it's kind of like a jellyfish or something.
Yeah.
It's kind of not attractive, but the liquid itself is beautiful.
So is that how you got into the hard kombucha? Were you making regular kombucha and then you're like, why not we just up this?
well, I was making regular kombucha for quite a while, probably 10 years on my own at home, and then I started a restaurant called Local Habit, which you all might remember.
Yes.
So I was one of the founders of Local Habit.
I worked for Local Habit.
What?
Why are we whispering?
I did. I worked for
Were
Local
you there under the Adam, Nick, Barry, Braden days, or under the
other days.
other days?
The other days.
So I was
the,
no longer
the end of days. I was there at the end of
the
days.
end of days. Okay. So we sold
Aren't we
to
all?
Oh, wow.
we sold to three Mexican brothers who were looking for a restaurant, to do the Visa thing.
Yeah, I worked for them.
Yeah. So that was a different time in the Local Habit days. But
Small world.
yeah, that's amazing. So that's where I got my start making kombucha, regular kombucha, and selling it on tap there at Local Habit.
Okay.
And then years later, we had sold the restaurant, as you know, and sitting with my friend Todd and just talking about business ideas, and the idea of a kombucha brewery came up. He was looking for a business idea, and I kind of, he wanted to grow food, and I was like, don't grow food.
Yeah.
Trust me, I'm in the food business. That's a bad idea. We should make kombucha. And he was like, what? Tell me more about that. And then the next day I called my brother-in-law, Andrew, who's our mad scientist and brewmaster, and told him what we were doing and got him on board. And that was the end of it. And Andrew had the idea to get the alcohol level to take it from regular kombucha up to 7%. And then it was just like, no stopping us.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, Andrew was brewing beautiful beers in OB, and they would throw these awesome parties like right off their backyard, right off their
That's
land.
so OB.
It was awesome, and that's how I connected
Yeah.
with them. And his wife was a little. He's highly allergic to or sensitive to gluten,
Yeah.
and so it didn't matter to him. He made his beautiful beers and he drank his beautiful beers, and then his throat would close in the middle of the night. And
Oh no.
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh.
and he didn't care. He was like,
Well,
"It's worth it."
Oh, man.
He actually built a still and started distilling his beer so he could drink
Oh my gosh. Well,
product
you know,
of
you do
it.
what you gotta do. You know.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he's got Adam in his ear like, make me a kombucha, and his wife saying like, listen, you're not gonna die because of beer, like it's not gonna be a thing.
Yeah.
And so he's like, oh, what if I kicked the BOOCH up a notch and I can drink it, and other gluten-free folks can drink it, and so
That's so fantastic.
Well, on behalf of all the gluten sensitive or celiac people, thank you
Mm-hmm.
for providing another option, because it's it's been kind of slim pickings for them for a long time.
Yeah.
You know, and hard seltzer's been around a while, but I don't know. This is flavorful, like craft, local, cool stuff.
and
And it's not
100%
heavy,
organic.
and it's not heavy at
Right.
all. It's just like really
got a light
light,
feeling.
and
Yeah.
like I was thinking, I was like, I need to go to the gym later, but beer for breakfast days are pointless. And after this, I'm like, I think I could go to the gym.
Well, and it's a little caffeinated, so get
That's what's going on.
Picks you up too.
It's good morning, Jake.
So to finish it out, we have got the turmeric tangerine ginger.
Yes,
My favorite flavor.
Are you using fresh ginger in this? I mean, it's,
everything is
And fresh turmeric.
pressed.
This is actually the only flavor
Oh my
in Missouri
gosh.
where we have 3 fresh pressed juices in it. Turmeric, tangerine, and ginger, all fresh pressed.
It smells like super fresh. Like you just literally did that. Like
I think we did just like a week or two ago.
Yeah. And we're actually heading out to a local turmeric farm, which you wouldn't know the turmeric is from today. We're going out tomorrow to visit a local turmeric farm, harvest 100 pounds of turmeric to put into our next batch of turmeric.
So you're keeping it local.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That is so awesome. I used to work at a juice place back when I was a teenager, and just the first drink of this is transporting me like right back there again. Of throwing the fresh ginger in there, and the fresh
it's like
everything.
farm to
It's
table,
great.
but
It
farm to
is.
booch.
It
I
is.
can't even be in the brewery when we're juicing the ginger because it gets so spicy in the air there.
Yeah.
It's
Oh.
it's
I
beautiful.
always do
but-
so much people,
love
they,
that.
right when they walk in, they're like, what's that
Yeah.
smell? I'm like,
Dude.
oh,
It's so good.
I
it
want
must be
some.
juicing ginger or grapefruit or whatever it is. It's just all over.
I want some sushi so bad right
I
now.
know.
Yeah.
I'm drinking this and I'm
This
like,
would go
oh
down
man,
really well
sushi
with sushi,
sounds
yeah.
so good right now.
Yeah, the ginger lime, the apple lime, and the tangerine turmeric.
The joint NOB sells a lot of booch.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the turmeric to ginger is once again on point. You get them both in sort of equal amounts.
Yeah.
The ginger's not elevated to the point where you get that nose ring, which I love, by the way. But you get everything in equal amounts. It's awesome and it's fresh. This is
Look, Paul drinks well with others. It's the cans. The
Yeah,
cans.
look out for
they,
this. There's
they
a whole bunch
always. These are the things that distract me. I'm like, oh, bird, ooh, can. Yeah, get yourself some Boochcraft cans. I would assume available at your better beer shops, your grocery stores, all of that stuff. Look for the Boochcraft can. Ooh.
cans are kind of the future, aren't they?
They really are. And the treatment of cans have gotten just so much better over the years that I prefer.
I think
it.
cans a better way to treat.
And keep
Not
an
just
eye
beer,
out. We're
but-
actually going to be coming out with some new packaging sometime soon this year. So.
Big year, it's 2020, big
Yeah.
for
Lots of
Boochcraft.
new
You guys
flavors
are
coming
opening
through.
up a tasting room, some new cans coming out, more variety. I love it. Is there anything else that we should be, how do we keep up with Boochcraft? What's the best way?
Instagram, yeah, at
Gram.
Boochcraft on the gram. Most of our content goes out via Instagram, a little bit on Facebook, but yeah, and we have a website. We actually have a where to buy feature on the website, so if you go to the website, put in your zip code, then you can actually find all the places near you, bars, restaurants,
Easy
flavors.
peasy.
What new flavors are you allowed to kind of throw those out there?
I don't think we can
now?
flavors, but I would say we have a whole innovation department, and we've been tasting a lot of new flavors that are coming out this year. And so if there's a flavor that you feel like is missing from our lineup, it's probably coming.
Ooh.
In some
love it.
crazy, arrangement that we don't do the normal stuff. We always like to mix it up.
You
So.
guys have already got some pretty interesting stuff, man. Some pretty cool stuff.
I know, this is great. Thank you so much, Adam and Natalie, for coming on Beer for Breakfast, Booch for Breakfast, really, this week. I'm so stoked out for Beer for Breakfast this week when Paul comes on for my co-host Marty to try this stuff. His wife is like super, like she's vegetarian, they live a very healthy lifestyle, they do all this stuff, so I know that giving him some hard kombucha, he's gonna be super stoked on this.
Yes.
So thank you guys so much. Friday mornings, he is on the morning show with us, 9:05. We'll
I'll be talking
drinking
about this.
some Boochcraft this week. Tune
I'm gonna give
in.
them some love for sure.
Absolutely.
All right.
You can find previous episodes of Beer for Breakfast at 91x.com. You can also follow us on Instagram, 91xbeer. That's where you'll see all of these lovely folks and some of the different shenanigans that Paul and I get into from time to time.
Not all of the shenanigans. Some of them.
I know. Thank you so much, and cheers to independently owned radio and kombucha.
Yes. Cheers.
Cheers, guys.
Yeah. Oh, my gut already feels better.
91X.